presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are St. Louis.
It's another sellout from Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, Florida. Spring Training 2016. And these fans will get a look at Mike Leake. Leake has been sensational this far this spring. Our Toyota keys to the game? It's simple. Mike Leake getting accustomed to his new surroundings, new teammates, and keep on piling on those innings. The Toyota keys to the game. Baseball next. This is St. Louis Cardinals baseball from Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, Florida. The Miami Marlins and the St. Louis Cardinals. With Cardinals Hall of Famer Jim Edmonds, I'm Dan McLaughlin. The Cardinals have a new shortstop. He's in the lineup today. That's Ruben Tejada.
Yes, he is, Dan. That's a great signing they just pulled out of the hat the last couple days. Able to play second, short, and third. Primarily, they're looking for a shortstop right now. It'll be fun to see what he brings to the table and see how he moves around out there on the field after having a setback last year in the playoffs.
He'll bat 8th today for Mike Matheny's club. Mike Leake is on the mound for St. Louis against David Phelps, a St. Louis native. Miami, St. Louis comes your way next. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Budweiser, by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket you play gives back to schools across Missouri, so play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Ford, the official cars and trucks of your St. Louis Cardinals. Lineup cards have been exchanged as we welcome you inside Roger Dean Stadium. 1998, the Cardinals moved to Jupiter, Florida from St. Pete. We are just north of West Palm Beach. And next year, 2 more teams will be added to this area. Washington and Houston will train in the Palm Beach area, where it's 75 degrees today. Rain is in the forecast for later this afternoon. Don Mattingly, after guiding the Dodgers to 3 straight playoff appearances, comes over to Miami. And Jeffrey Loria, the owner of the Miami Marlins, loved Donnie baseball when he was in New York and now has him as his manager. It's Dee Gordon, Ichiro, Christian Yelich, Giancarlo Stanton, Martin Prado, Derek Dietrich, JT Realmuto, Miguel Rojas, and David Phelps, the starting 9. And for the Cardinals, it'll be Mike Leake. And Leake has been nothing short of sensational so far here at spring training. He's been outstanding, unscored upon. In 6 innings so far, he has struck out 8. Last time out was Monday, a game that we did. He had 5 strikeouts in 4 innings, and he's been very, very good.
Yes, he was very good in his last start, carving people up. And like you said, Yadi Molina was using this like a little toy. He was just giving him fingers. He was throwing the ball to the glove, and it's going to be a very good relationship this year if he throws the way he did the other day. And he's going to hit his spots and keep the team in the game. A lot of ground balls and fast pace, and that's great for the defense.
Mike Matheny has averaged 94 wins in his first 4 seasons in the dugout for the Cardinals, and the only manager in baseball history to lead his team to 4 consecutive postseasons beginning his managerial career. Not bad at all. So Mike Leake, who wears number 8, gets the call today. And you'll see many of the regulars in the lineup for the Marlins. And you're starting to see that as we head down the stretch of the spring training. Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's defense for the Cardinals with Holiday in left, Pham in center. Peguero is in right. Carpenter, Tejada, Jerko, and Moss along the infield. Yadier Molina is behind the plate, again presented by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. So our first look at Ruben Tejada wearing the birds on the bat. He's at short. And here's a look at Dee Gordon. And Dee Gordon coming off a spectacular season a year ago. A 2-time All-Star. Had 58 steals. Won a batting championship. And also won the Gold Glove. And quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Matt Carpenter, the third baseman, backing up, realizing that Gordon can drop down a bunt. He had 16 infield hits a year ago. Here's the 0-2.
See him go in off the plate right there. This is a guy, like, for me watching from the outfield, this is a guy you don't want to just flip stuff to with 2 strikes and let him just throw his bat out there because he can run so well.
Line drive into right field. There's Peguero.
Just make him earn his way on base. Make him hit the ball hard in the gaps. Not let him throw his bat at the ball and use his speed just to beat out an infield single.
The amazing Ichiro Suzuki, 42 years of age, appeared in 153 games last year.
Still doing it. It's amazing.
And Jimmy, they say he's probably in the best shape of anybody in Marlins camp. He's 42.
Well, I was
a strike.
Earlier in the year, somebody asked me, there's a behind the backstop back there, and actually can't see it from here, but behind the fields, there is a big trailer back there, and it's not on wheels, and they basically wheeled it in here. They said that was his own personal workout facility. So after the workout every day, he would go over there and get his own workout in, just in case when you come here, the team doesn't have everything that you need. And being from Japan, obviously, they have different workout situations and different regimens.
1 ball and 2 strikes. He is 65 hits shy of 3,000, despite not making his big league debut until his 27th birthday. Mentioned that it did rain earlier today, and you could see Mike Leake just playing with the dirt a little bit, trying to get his footing down. Slipped on a couple of pitches.
You definitely do not want the mound too wet, and sometimes you don't want it too dry. They want that front foot to really stick when they land.
3-2 is swung on and missed. Ichiro was spun around.
Like he was looking for something inside too, and Mike went a little bit away and got you cheating a little bit. Nice sinker right there. Started on the plate and ran right off. I mean, like I said, that's the thing when you're on deck. You're watching the guy in front of you. They're the same type of hitters, and you're probably thinking, oh, he's going to come in with 2 strikes and away, change it up, and get you guessing.
There's Christian Yelich. 2 outs, nobody on, and the 1-0.
And you can see if you look around as the field's kind of panning around, you can see the different colors. The infield's darker. It's pretty wet. You can see the mound isn't as dark. There's not as much water on it, but you can definitely see the landing area is nice and dark. And there's a lot of clay and a lot of water buildup over time, especially with a lot of rain in the last 2 days.
It just absolutely poured here for about 2 hours in the evening last night and then again this morning. That just missed on the inside corner, 3-1. But it's fun to watch Mike Leake pitch. I mean, we've seen him with Cincinnati, but now watching him up close, he truly is a pitch maker. There's a base hit into right for Christian Yelich.
A little bit of a mistake right there. He gets the ball up and out over the plate, trying to go down and away, but it just goes to show you right there the difference between hitting your spot and missing your spot is a ground ball to someone or a line drive into the outfield.
And also the difference of the pitch before, which looked to be a strike, goes against him, 3-1 count, 2-2 count. Totally different situation.
Yeah, that's something I think as a hitter and a pitcher, you don't want to give up strikes. You don't want to give up balls and strikes on either side, and it can throw you. It can throw the at bat completely the other way.
Here's Stanton. Does not have a home run this spring.
45.
Hitting .222, does not have an RBI either. Remember, it was Mike Fiers that hit Stanton in the face a year and a half ago. So against right-handers, he wears that protective mask that comes across the face. Lefties, he will not.
252.
And it was an injury-prone season last year again. He broke his left hamate bone in late June. At the time of the injury, led the majors in home runs and RBIs. The 2-0 pitch. Hit out of play.
What do you think Barry Bonds could do for a guy like this? I mean, strong, big. Barry was so under control over his career hitting. Be great. I mean, just be able to listen to the conversations between these two guys. Obviously, left-handed, right-handed, a little different. Stan's got a bigger swing, but mentality of just the hitter.
I would think just the idea of thinking through the at-bat. Barry was incredible at just taking what was given.
Waiting and waiting and waiting.
Didn't see him expand his zone. He was willing to take a walk, but if he did get that one pitch, he's going to get hit hard.
And that's the thing I think with Stanton. He's so big and strong that he can wait and wait and wait for a ball up in the zone.
Because he can hit the center, and there's fans.
Because he can hit the ball out to right field, center field, and left field, and it's just a huge advantage to have that much power.
Cardinals coming up in the bottom of the first with Carpenter, Pham, and Holiday due up for St. Louis. In the top of the first, Cardinals coming up. And a look at the Redbird lineup today with Carpenter, Pham, and Holiday. Brandon Moss will bat cleanup. Then Molina. Peguero has 2 home runs this spring to lead the club. Jerko, Tejada, and the pitcher Mike Leake, who can swing the bat. Cardinals facing David Phelps, 29-year-old from St. Louis, Missouri. 112 innings last year. He made 23 starts. And then dealt with a fracture in his forearm that shut down his season for the better part of 2 months. 4-8 last year, ERA close to 5. Now, we've talked about it. You'd like to see some of the regulars begin to get hot. This is one of them. Carpenter this spring is 3 for 21. And a high fly ball lifted out to deep
Anything
right
you need, my friend.
And that ball is gone. First home run this spring for Matt Carpenter. Remember, he had 28 a year ago.
You can see right there why this is the big leagues. First pitch inside, second pitch inside, third pitch inside, home run. You just can't keep throwing the ball in the same spot for an entire at bat. I think that's the first home run we've seen to right field at a home.
It is. Everything else has been with the wind blowing out to left.
And now today the wind may be blowing out a little bit to right. It's about that time I was telling you it's a little bit more fun to be a hitter later in camp because the wind changes directions.
Here's Tommy Pham. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Anything else you want to ask for? Maybe another homer?
How about a base hit? Ooh, nasty pitch there. Tommy Pham, it looked like he was trying to take it over the wall and left.
Tommy takes that cut all the time. We talked about how aggressive he is. Every at bat, it's the same. He's going after it.
Really could be a breakout year for him because he's finally healthy. Spring training last year, first 2 weeks, he was arguably the best player in camp. He was putting up numbers, flying all over the place, and then suffered a leg injury, and that obviously set him back. But then we saw him come on late last year. He strikes out here for the first out in the bottom of the first. Ichiro is in left, Yelich in center, Stanton in right. Dobstein and Auto Center's defense. Prado, Rojas, Gordon, Dietrich along the infield. JT Realmuto is behind the plate. Mike Matheny was asked today before the game about Matt Holliday in first base. And he said, we consider him an outfielder and first baseman. He has cleared all hurdles. We know what we have there. We trust him there. And you think about opening day against Francisco Liriano and a tough lefty, he could be the guy that starts at first base.
Yeah, there's certain guys in this league you just got to get your lineup stacked on one side or the other, and it gives you a great option to get another right-hander in the outfield, get another right-hander in the lineup, just make your team that much tougher to a battle against a tough lefty.
3-0. Let's say with David Phelps, big sinker, good slider. See that sinker an awful lot, especially to the lefties. As Holiday was swinging on 3-0, pops it up. Right field. And there's Stanton. 2 down.
I like that right there, 3-0. Been battling. He's had some really good swings this spring. Not a whole lot to go on. He's been, 313 average is great, but just don't know who you're facing. You finally get a guy that's established a little bit. You get a chance where you think you're going to buy a fastball right there. You might as well go ahead and take a whack.
And he's the kind of guy, he's been around forever. If he's going to go after a 3-0 pitch, it's to his liking. There's Brandon Moss. Did you see a lot of shifts when you were playing against you?
No. When I played a little bit, they would move one of the guys up the middle, more towards the middle, maybe the second baseman. I didn't roll over a whole lot. But once again, we see the shift with Brandon Moss hitting. And pretty much got the right side of the field covered in the infield.
Sure
and
do.
A little bit of the outfield.
Yeah, Gordon is on the outfield grass. When you talk to hitters and you ask them, what's your approach? And basically they say, you try to put the shift out of your mind. Just take your normal at bat.
You really can't do anything. The pitcher is going to dictate your approach to the plate. I mean, if he's throwing fastballs away, you're not going to try and do anything different. If he's throwing a fastball in, you're not going to take a fastball in and try to push it to left field. You're going to try to spin on it. There's a guy there, there's a guy there, but there's not a lot of room.
Pulled foul.
Not a lot of room to make adjustments in your swing when you have a tenth of a second to react to whatever pitch is coming in.
2-2 the count with 2 outs. Nobody on and a 1-run St. Louis lead here at Roger Dean Stadium. Moss does have a home run this spring and 5 RBIs. John Mabry is back as the Cardinals hitting coach. There he is on the left. Carpenter with his solo home run to start today. As you're finding out, Jimmy, those guys put in some long hours, those coaches. Man.
Coaching staff is here really early and really late.
Strikeout of Moss, 2 in the inning, but a home run for Matt Carpenter, his first of the spring. Over the wall in right field. That swing puts the Cardinals on top after 1 inning of play. Spring Training 2016 on Fox Sports Midwest, along with Jim Edmonds, 8-time Gold Glover. I'm Dan McLaughlin, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Cardinals. Mike Leake back to work here in inning number 2. Martin Prado will lead it off, followed by Derek Dietrich and JT Realmuto. And a strike. You know, we talked about it the other day, you being a great defender. And if you want to play good defense, it's advantageous, it seems like, to have a guy that works quickly. Here's Tejada. Charges, low throw, and hit by Moss. But a guy that works quickly keeps everybody in the game.
Yeah, definitely. It gives you the ability to stay in the game as an outfielder or infielder and keep your focus and just be moving around, keeping your legs fresh and not just standing out there flat-footed while the time goes pitch to pitch. If a guy takes a lot of time between each pitch, kind of just stand there flat-footed and your legs get a little heavy. The more pitches he throws, the more you're moving around out in the outfield, the more you're moving around the infield, and keeps you on your toes.
Derek Dietrich now at the plate. He's at first base today. There's a breaking ball, drops in for his strike. Everything, too, that Leake throws, and I was watching bullpens of his earlier in spring. I mean, everything is moving. Late movement. Takes a little off like that. I mean, he's fun to watch.
You can see even his windup is pretty quick, and he's getting the ball and he's moving, getting the ball to the catcher, trying to get the ball put in play. We like doing this games.
We do. Look at that late movement. Dietrich just gave up on it.
See right here, he just gets the ball, gets comfortable, and gets rid of it. Nice balance. I mean, really, he is one of those guys. I know he's not the power pitcher. The strikeouts are a huge deal nowadays, but if you want to watch somebody pitch, this is the kind of guy you want to watch pitch, because the majority of the young players in the country are really not going to be flamethrowers until they get older.
On one pitch.
Learning how to pitch is the key, especially from the young players, moms and dads out there trying to teach your kids how to pitch. This is a guy you would want to watch.
You think about the addition of Ruben Tejada. You know, Mike Leake gets a lot of ground balls. Wainwright gets ground balls. Garcia. And so far, so good for Mike Leake. He struck out 2, allowed just 1 hit. And Yadier Molina leads it off when we come back. Midwest tomorrow afternoon. The Cardinals face the Red Sox. We'll come your way at noon St. Louis time. Head to Ballpark Village for game day specials. Watch it on the big screen. Spring training only on Fox Sports Midwest. It'd be interesting to see the Red Sox with maybe a Dustin Pedroia or David Ortiz if they wind up bringing them over here, because today is the first of 3 games that they have on this side of the state. So at this point in spring training, no matter if it's a long bus ride or not, you've got to get your work in. They're in Port St. Lucie today as Molina grounds it to short. And that's the first out. And then they'll have back-to-back games here at Roger Dean Stadium. So we'll see if we get our final look at David Ortiz tomorrow.
We better believe that they're going to be playing at least one of those games, if not 2 out of the 3, because it's that time. It's, 2 weeks left. We were talking about the other day how as you get later into spring, you got to figure out how to play back-to-back days, and then it's got to be 3 days in a row, and then it becomes 4 days in a row. So you don't really go much further than that, but you can bet that right about now guys are playing 2 out of 3.
There's Carlos Peguero. He homered yesterday against Boston, 2 this spring. We've talked about it. He's got major league experience, big guy, 6'5", 250 pounds, but really runs well.
Yeah, he got down the line the other day. Big guy. Reminds me of Ryan Howard, the way he holds the bat. But ran down the line so well the other day. I think he surprised a lot of people.
Baby.
It's kind of nice to see. You get a guy that comes out of nowhere as far as Cardinal fans are considered. And he just hits a routine ground ball kind of up the middle. And the next thing you know, everybody's eyes focus on him running down the line. And you go, whoa.
Talked to a couple members of the coaching staff about that. And they felt he could run, but they said that particular routine ground ball really caught their eye as he strikes out And that's the second out. Here in the bottom of the second.
And that's all you need. You need to catch somebody's eye. Like I said, you're not out here just playing for the Cardinals. As you see, a nasty backdoor sinker or front door sinker, a la Greg Maddux made famous. That ball's thrown at you and it just comes back over the plate. Nothing you can do. It's so hard to pull the trigger on that. But like I said, as far as a player, you're kind of auditioning for everyone out here every day. Hope somebody's taking notice.
Now Jed Jerko, 4 RBIs this spring. So the addition of Tejada probably puts Jerko in the role that the Cardinals envisioned at the beginning of spring training, which is to be all over the diamond. Give Carpenter some time off, shortstop time off. Colton Wong against a tough lefty maybe. Stanton is over near the wall and it's out of play. Tejada is on deck. There's 2 outs and nobody on. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jed Jerko. Jerko is 27 from Morgantown, West Virginia. The 1-2. Nasty pitch right there by David Phelps as he picks up his 4th strikeout in 2 innings. A Matt Carpenter home run, the difference so far. 1-0 St. Louis. Baseball is live with MLB.com at-bat app. Stay connected all spring. Radio broadcast, video highlights, games, and more. And you can order that for your smartphone and tablet. Here's Miguel Rojas, backup infielder. Lines it into right center. Pham diving for it. Comes up short. Peguero backing up. And they hold Rojas to a single.
You can see right there, we talk so much about defense, obviously. How close one step can be from making a great play. Ball's hit right here. And it just gets a late jump. Not a late jump, but just not a running jump. Good jump, and just one step from being right where he needs to be, making a spectacular play. It's so important to get that jump.
Now it's Phelps. Going to ask him to bunt. David Phelps went to Hazelwood West High School. Competed in the Suburban North Conference. It's also where Kyle McClellan went to school, former Cardinal pitcher. And his brother Matt was the head coach and coached David Phelps in high school. And Matt McClellan just has been promoted to AD. After high school, Phelps pitched at Notre Dame, and then eventually was with the Yankees. Then came over with Martin Prado after pitching 3 seasons with New York in that big deal that involved Nathan Eovaldi, Garrett Jones, and Domingo Germán. Here's a 1-1 pitch. And it is 1-2.
I think that if you're just watching David Phelps pitch today, you got to like what you see so far. I mean, he has really pitched, moved the ball around, got a great sinker and great curveball. Now you got to show what you can do with the bat, which is the toughest part for these pitchers.
And now a 1-2. Phelps again bunts it foul, so that'll go down in the books as a strikeout for Mike Leake. And that'll be his 3rd of the afternoon.
Such a fine line with these guys. They battle so hard, yet they can't really put their heart and soul into doing the offensive side of the game and bunting and stuff, because they work so much on their conditioning, pitching, arm strength, but yet they can help themselves so much by just getting down a sacrifice bunt here and there.
That has to be frustrating for him, and he's been a starter before. They're talking about him being a swing guy in the rotation this year. And now we're back to the top of the lineup, and D. Gordon, who lined out to right his first time up. An incredible year for D. Gordon a season ago. Historic. 333, 205 hits, 58 steals. The first to do that since Jackie Robinson in 1949. The first infielder to win the Gold Glove, batting title, and stolen base crown. I mean, it's a historic year. Any way you want to look at it, some believe it was the best year in the history of the Marlins by any individual player.
What's crazy is a guy like this, or even other guys that are really good and well-rounded on defense especially, they have to have a great offensive year to get the recognition to get a Gold Glove.
Sure.
It shouldn't work like that, and that actually happened to me when I was with the Angels. I think it took a really big year offensively for people to notice that you can play defense, and other than that, you're just out there playing.
I just wonder if things have changed a little bit because of the metrics of how the game is looked at. Defense, more of a premium is put on that. You would hope.
Well, it's definitely changed since '93 because more games are on TV.
Sure.
There wasn't too many games on TV back in those days. Not like today.
1 ball, 1 strike on D. Gordon. His dad, Tom Gordon, of course, pitched 21 years in the big leagues, and he was originally drafted as a shortstop by Kansas City and then converted to a nasty pitcher.
One of the best nicknames of all times. Flash Gordon.
Back to Leake. Out at second. Double play. Oh. The athleticism of Mike Leake. The turn by Tejada. And they get arguably the fastest man in the game with a double play. 1-6-3. To the bottom of the third, and let's take a look at the double play started by Mike Leake.
Well, I like this is you see the ball back to him, but he has to get out of the way. He makes a perfect throw falling off towards first base. You know, they teach you to step and throw, but when you're a great athlete, you don't have to do that stuff. You can see right here, he's off balance, feet are set. Great play. Just smooth, easy, everything in one motion, and not afraid to throw the ball off balance is what I love.
Really good athlete, can swing the bat. He's one of the top hitting pitchers in all of baseball. They say he fields his position as well as anybody. It'll be a nice addition for the next 5 years. Here's the newest addition for the Cardinals, Ruben Tejada. Rounds it to third. That's a fair ball. The stretch at first, and there's one away. BJC Healthcare difference maker this afternoon is Ruben Tejada. And a look at his numbers with the Mets. The Cards waited for him to clear waivers, so they weren't on the hook for $3 million. So they get him at $1.5 million, so half of what he was to make with New York. Gives you flexibility because he's played shortstop, second, and third base.
And you know what I like too? Probably not that familiar with him, but he's played 580 games in the big leagues. He's got almost 2,000 at bats, which you're not just getting some young player that's not really experienced. I mean, he brings some experience to the infield position also.
And to further your point, Jimmy, if you were looking at Aledmys Diaz, you're talking about experience and at bats at this level. You know, Diaz only 58 plate appearances above AA. So they want to get him more experience at AAA. I don't think it would shock anybody that if there's an injury, we would see him at some point. He has had a good camp, but they do get a guy that is kind of a proven commodity in Tejada. You know what you're going to get.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, though. Diaz is definitely capable of coming up here and shocking the world and going out there like a lot of guys have and playing. But the grind of the whole year sometimes gets a lot of young players.
Rojas retires Mike Leake. Prior to the game today, the Cardinals sent Dean Anna and Diaz to AAA, so they're with Memphis now. Carson Kelly and Austin Gumber, Jeremy Hefner, Dick McGuire, all were sent to minor league camp. So the Cardinals still have a number of cuts coming up. 21 pitchers still here, 4 catchers, 12 infielders, 7 outfielders. So moves to be made before this camp is through. Here's Matt Carpenter, who homered his first time up over the wall and right. That's the difference in the game. That's the only hit for the Cardinals. Don Mattingly, before the game, announced his opening day starter. Wai-Yin Chin, who they signed from Baltimore, as Carpenter hits it down the right field line. That's a fair ball. And Carpenter with his second double this spring. He's 2 for 2.
Like I said, you ask and you shall receive, huh? Kind of hope some of the regulars will start getting hot. Well, you don't want them to get this hot this early, but that's a great start right there. There's got to be a time during the spring where you can feel comfortable enough to turn it up a notch, and he's doing it today. Good solid swing, though. His base looks good. He's swinging the bat pretty well all spring, just really not getting a whole lot to show for it, but sometimes it takes a while to find that barrel.
Then it brings in Tommy Pham. So Don Mattingly going with Chen to have him as his opening day starter. Then he thought it would be Jose Fernandez. Fernandez will go in game 2. They said majority of Jose Fernandez starts this year, coming off of Tommy John surgery, will be with extra days rest. So that's the idea for the Marlins. They want to be very, very careful with him. And you can understand why. So 2 outs, runner at second. Here's Tommy Pham.
Not to mention one of the top pitchers in the game when he's healthy. Just we got to keep him healthy, and sure, giving the guy an extra few days rest here and there is exactly what they need to do. And I don't think you mind giving one of your superstars, future superstars, some time to heal.
Did see him towards the end of last year, and Fernandez went 6-1. He is yet to lose at his home ballpark. He hasn't lost a game at home ever. It's amazing. He just does not lose in that ballpark.
Talking about being fired up to come to work every day.
2-1. Miami used 13 different starters last year. That's tied for the most in club history. They were 15th in ERA, 24th in wins. And the bullpen at 21 blown saves. So that's the area they've really focused on and trying to get better pitching. They feel if they stay healthy, this lineup could be very good. Pham hits it down the right field line. That ball is slicing and foul. Let's see the wind take that even over the wall and right.
Yeah, that ball last week doesn't even get to the bullpen or into the stands in the bullpen. It probably gets knocked down. But it's just amazing when you watch games from this vantage point what the little bit of wind can do. When we saw Matt Adams absolutely hammer a ball a week ago, maybe 10 days ago, and jogging around the bases, and it did make it to the warning track. And then you see Tommy Pham kind of slice the ball foul, and it literally probably short hops our truck beyond the fence out there, foul territory.
2-2, missed inside.
I really like what David Phelps is doing. He's got good stuff. He's moving the ball around, good sink, good breaking ball. I mean, he's one of those guys that's going to pop up and, you know, you talk about a guy who's in between, might be a bullpen guy, might be a fifth starter, and he throws like this, and you're thinking, how good are the rest of the guys going to be?
That's the first Milwaukee's issue.
I always enjoy watching the young guys as they work their way from being kind of a guy that just, you know, on the verge, on the bubble, is going to get some time, that had some time, to turning into somebody that is reliable and successful. It's fun to watch from a distance, especially as guys on your team, but the other guys around the league too.
It's amazing too how a certain organization will give up on a player. There's a pickoff and back in safely is Carpenter, and then for whatever reason it just clicks. They go to a different organization. Maybe it's just that point in their career where something clicks. JD Martinez the other day is a great example. Let go by Houston, and then last year hits 38 home runs.
The proverbial slap yourself and get slapped in the face.
Yeah.
It's a wake-up call. And then sometimes it's maybe one coach walking you through things that you just didn't think of or didn't hear from the other organization.
So here is Holiday, who's now the elder statesman for the St. Louis Cardinals. Fly to right his first time up.
I think even a perfect example, a guy like Barry Bonds, there you go, sitting next to one of your ace pitchers. I mean, there's so much to learn, even on the pitching end of that. I mean, how do you not sit there and find out what he was looking for and why? There's nobody better to talk to than that right there.
Yeah.
All right, that boy.
Remember at our conference, this I guess about a month ago, Larry Baer was talking about Bonds, and Larry has been associated with the Giants forever, it seems like, but he said Bonds was sitting in the seats and then told a player exactly how he was going to be pitched in that at bat. You know, he said, this is how you're going to get thrown to. Look for this. And sure enough, it happened in back-to-back at-bats in which he said, this is what you need to be looking at. So, you know, you can say what you want about Barry Bonds and all the things that he went through as a player, but in terms of the mental side and understanding the game and how certain guys are going to be pitched to, you don't think he knows? Of course he does.
Quick story. He was sitting right next to our dugout in the 2004 World Series, and I was struggling. I was 1 for 8 or 9, ended up being 1 for 11. He said, you're pulling off everything. Go out there and try to hit a line drive to left field or to the third baseman. And I went the next inning and I actually lined out to third base. He said, you're going to be good now, like that quick.
And that was it.
And that was it. And unfortunately, that was our last game of the year,
right?
The 4. But I mean, he's watching the game, you know, and he's yelling at me from the stands, and he's like, you're pulling off everything. Try to hit the ball the other way. And so sometimes it's all it takes, you know. Everyone else is afraid to talk to you or getting caught up in the World Series, and he's just sitting there as a fan, but still watching the game as a student of the game.
762 home runs, 7 MVPs for Barry Bonds. One ball and 2 strikes. And a strikeout of Holiday. He didn't like a couple of those calls in that at bat. First strike and that strike. Yep. So Holiday 0 for 2. Cardinals strand 2. 1-0 as we head to the fourth. Looks like it did.
He just does he not know?
That's not the reaction I'm looking for to help me out. I need to see that reaction. I need to see him hit the deck.
Yeah. Or grab your toe or something. At least pretend like it hit you.
Exactly. Sell it. At the front toe.
Maybe he wanted to hit.
Well, we've seen that before too.
You better be confident if you can just stand back there and want to hit after you've gotten hit by a pitch.
So Ichiro is aboard, and it brings in Christian Yelich. Single to right, first time up. Cardinals have turned a double play today.
Come on, Yelich. Come on, babe.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. Outfield shading him a bit to the opposite way. Yelich hit an even 300 last year. Dealt with some back issues, but finished with a flourish. 342 was his average after the All-Star break. Third best in the National League behind Joey Votto and David Peralta. Do you remember David Peralta at all? He was a pitcher in the Cardinals organization. Released out of baseball, went to Venezuela, I think, to try to come back as a position player. And he's wound up being one of the better outfielders now in the National League. It's amazing. We were talking about it before. You know, what's it going to take for a guy to stick? Well, he had to change positions.
You go down to Venezuela, and that competition is so strong.
And there's a base hit out to left. Over to get it will be Holiday. Ichiro can still run. He's on his way to third. Runners at the corners and nobody out.
Playing down there really turned my game around.
Did it really?
Well, you're down there with guys, you know, these Latin guys go down and they play because their hometown kind of puts a little pressure on them. So they're down there, even if it's only for a month or, you know, 5 weeks, whatever it is. And you're playing against a lot of big league players down there and a lot of guys that are big league caliber that don't necessarily make it that long up here. And they go down there and they play, and that's their jobs down there. They take it serious. It's a pretty intense situation, and you need to adapt to a better brand of baseball in a hurry if you're coming from minor leagues, which I was coming from Double-A.
And now it's Stanton. Rounds into a double play. A run will score out at second. On the first double play. The second turn by the Cardinals. Ichiro does score. And it's a 1-1 game.
You see what a quick turn Tejada.
Yes.
Gave Jerko a feed. I mean, it was as smooth and quick as you can do it. Hits the ball in his glove and out as fast as you can. I mean, that's as easy and effortless as you can ask for as a shortstop.
Now it's Martin Prado. Rounded to short his first time up. He was also part of that Nathan Eovaldi, David Phelps deal with the Yankees. 10-year vet. They consider him the ultimate pro. Play the outfield, can play the infield. Last year he had 288. Sprained his shoulder in the middle of the season. He missed a month. He's had a really nice career. 291 career hitter. That late movement again. And look at Leake off the mound and throws wrong. I wonder if Moss may have stretched a little early.
From up here, that's kind of what I'm looking at, or what I thought I saw. But get another angle here. Mike makes a good play. Yeah, he's just got a little caught off balance. I think the other thing, too, is Mike's such a great athlete. He probably got rid of this ball a lot faster than Brandon was thinking. Yeah, I mean, it's not a great throw, but just got leaning the wrong way. Got crossed up a little bit.
Here's Derek Dietrich. He's called out on strikes first time up. Swung on and missed.
Let's see at the end there how disappointed he is. He knew that was an easy play to make, and once you catch the ball, all you got to do is get it over there. He's frustrated, took his glove off. Well, sometimes you want to throw your glove in the outfield or over the fence.
Had the chance to visit briefly with Mike before the game today, and he said he's starting to get more comfortable here in St. Louis with his teammates. You know, understanding the lay of the land a little bit and who the leaders are and what you do here with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I was going to say, even the lay of the land is funny because you can get lost in that locker room first couple weeks. It's spun around. You can't find the training room. Don't know where the manager's office is. It looks very simple when you walk through there, but when you're in a hurry and you're a little timid of where you're supposed to be, it's not as easy as it looks. And like you said, finding out who you can go to, who can talk and who can't, and kind of people you can approach when they're pitching and when they're playing and who you can't. I mean, it's just sometimes it's very temperamental in that clubhouse.
And that's with any clubhouse. I mean, you made the transition to St. Louis, and I'm sure for you it's just, number one, you're traded, and you were traded from the team that you grew up cheering for in the Angels, and a team that originally drafted you. I mean, the shock of that, and then trying to come to a new organization.
Well, I got lucky. I got traded to a team that was very comfortable in their situation. There wasn't a whole lot of younger players fighting for jobs. A lot of veterans we spoke of earlier this spring with Sean Dunston and Eric Davis and Thomas Howard. You had McGuire and J.D. Drew. I think really the only thing I had to do was come. I think J.D. got maybe pushed from center to right, was the only touchy situation. But everybody else was pretty just regular players out there just getting their work in. I don't know where that pitch was, but it made it super easy for me. And, you know, this team, you see a lot of young guys, a lot of guys moving around. And so a little tougher transition for Mike Leake than I had.
So the air and now a walk, and it looked to be strike three, but called low. Leake was walking off the mound. And that is his first walk issue today. So JT Realmuto, real good athlete that they have as their catcher, looks at a strike.
Seems to be so far this spring, in my opinion, the strike zone seems to be a little bit smaller, a little bit more precise. I don't know if they're working on something, or I don't know if it's just a different angle up here.
Mike Elling just said they always say that when they go to the booth. Strike zone changes for the players.
Well, I think the strike zone changes day to day some days, but
right.
I've been seeing it on both sides. I'm not just cheering for the home team. I'm just watching the game in general, and I just think it's been a little bit tighter. But I think that balls might be balls, but you know, they're not giving a lot of off the corners this spring so far.
Runners at first and second, the 1-2. Opening day last year, no rookies were on the Marlins roster. By season's end, 14 wound up in the big leagues, including the man at the plate. Hit .259 in 118 games last year. Real Muto. He started last year at AAA New Orleans. Jeff Mathis, who was the backup, broke his hand. Jared Saltalamacchia was released. And so JT got a chance to play and made the most of it. He'll be their everyday catcher going into 2016. You look at this lineup with Gordon, Stanton, Marcell Ozuna, Yelich. I mean, it's a pretty good team, pretty good lineup if they can stay healthy.
Get Ichiro.
Yep.
And his experience.
2-2 is tap foul. The 2-2. And a call, third strike. So that time he gets the call. 4 strikeouts for Mike Leake.
What would we be?
In the bottom of the 4th is 1-1 Marlins and Cardinals. A reminder that opening day, the opener of the season, will be on Fox Sports Midwest. The Cardinals and the Pirates. It'll be Wainwright against Liriano. 2-hour pregame show starting at 10 in the morning. 2 hours pregame for opening day, the Cards and Pirates. The new pitcher is A.J. Ramos. And Ramos took over in May last year and was the closer for Miami. The Cardinals wound up with the closer of the Marlins from the beginning of the season. That was Steve Cishek. He's now with Seattle. Had a career highs in appearances, saves, strikeouts. At 87 strikeouts in 70 1/3 innings. And saved 32 of 38 ball games. As Moss hits it out to right, there's Stanton, and he'll make the catch. So Brandon Moss is 0 for 2, and it brings in Yadier Molina. Some tough news for the Marlins in the back end of their bullpens. Carter Capps is going to have Tommy John, and they were thinking that Ramos and Capps could compete for the closer's position in spring training. Now it will be A.J. Ramos. They have Brian Morris out there, Mike Dunn, David Phelps, who made the start today, Brad Hand, a situational lefty. Molina still looking for his first hit this spring. Pitching coach for the Marlins is Juan Nieves, who came from Boston. As Yachty hits it out of play. What have you thought of just watching Molina with the hand, how he's swinging the bat, trying to come back from those 2 surgeries.
I haven't really seen anything that really alarms me. It was fun to watch him catch because it's just nothing. He looks like himself.
Yeah.
You know, he's been hitting in the cage, so obviously he's ready to go, and really haven't seen anything that's going to slow him down. I like what he's done. It's great when you're a veteran and you can take your time and nobody's pressuring you to hit 300 in spring training, catch him so many innings and have so many at bats. So go at your own pace and should be ready to go opening day.
It's been within the last week that he's faced live pitching, started on the backfields. And the first guy he saw right out of the chute was Alex Reyes, who is the top prospect of the Cardinals, and picked up a base hit as Molina strikes out. The 2016 season full of great matchups, cool giveaways, including 7 bobbleheads, 6 replica jerseys, 3 championship rings, and more. You can check out that lineup. Get yours today at Cardinals.com/promotions.
It's one thing you see a lot of these guys in spring training. A lot of veterans know exactly how much they need to get ready. Some guys a lot, some guys not that much. I remember playing with Tim Salmon. He thought he needed over 100 at-bats in spring training. So he would go down to the minor leagues and lead off every inning for about a week.
Just to get
extra at-bats.
Yep. Base hit for Peguero. 2-out hit. Extends the inning to Jed Jerko.
Fastball up in the zone. Takes a big hack. That's that pitch I've been telling you that gets called a ball. You know, the catcher catches the ball face high, and they call that a ball. I'm swinging at that if I'm hitting. See where it happens. You get a nice pitch up in the zone to whack at.
They always say lefties like it down and in. I never really thought that was the case with you.
No, I liked it up.
Yeah. I think of the home run in Game 6 of the NLCS of 2004. That pitch was up and then hammered.
The thing at the big league level is most of the guys that throw the ball down in the zone are throwing sinkers.
Yeah.
So if you like the ball down, that's great, but you're usually beating the ball into the ground, and you've really got to get your legs down underneath the ball to lift it. And just felt like I was just going to let that ball go, and it turned into, I guess I turned into a high ball hitter because I knew that every time the ball was knee high, it was going to keep going down. I learned how to take it. I don't even know if I could hit a ball down. I never swung.
Peguero is running. Doesn't matter. It's a strikeout. As Jed Jerko is caught looking. He's 0 for 2 today. The Cardinals so far 7 strikeouts in 4 innings. Through the pages of the new Post-Dispatch book, Busch Stadium, A Decade of Excellence. Highlights will include photos, memories, season recaps, and more. Busch Stadium, Decade of Excellence, now at stltoday.com/BuschBook. Let's see how far that Mike Leake will go in this game as we move to the 5th. That'll help. Ground ball to Tejada. First man retired. That's Miguel Rojas. 1 pitch, 1 out.
See earlier in the game is pitch count I wouldn't say is high, but 59 after 4 innings. It's a guy like this usually, actually spring training he's been really efficient, but if he can get a couple ground balls here, work his way into the 5th, 6th inning, like to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. I
don't really like. I think you get your work in, you get your work in. I mean, it's great if he can get into the 7th inning already, but it's really about the pitch count. I think that your arm's getting stronger as you go. Another ground ball.
It's Destin Hood who grounds out for out number 2.
But it's all about your arm strength. I mean, it doesn't matter if you make it 8 innings or 5 innings. If you can go out there and throw 70, 80 pitches and you're comfortable, that's what you're trying to get. I mean, they don't go out there and say, hey, we need to get you through 7 innings. I mean, sure, you're not throwing 120 pitches. You're going to go out there and throw 75, 80 pitches. So when you get that done, you're done for the day.
That's what the Cardinals will do tomorrow. Jaime Garcia was scheduled to make the start, and they're going to have him throw on the backfields. He said he wanted to work on some various things, so he's going to pitch in some simulated games on the backfields tomorrow. And Marco Gonzalez will get the start. We'll have that game for you at noon against the Red Sox. I believe that Seth Maness, who picked up a baseball, begins to throw. D. Gordon is 0 for 2. Hit into a double play started by Mike Leake back in the 3rd. I hope the parents of Mike Leake are watching today, Chris and Sarah.
You want them to hear how well you're talking about their son?
I do. First time I ever met Mike Leake, I said, how you doing, Mike? I'm Dan. He said, I know who you are. I watch you. I said, uh-oh. Have I offended you at all? He goes, no, you're good to me. I like that.
Not yet.
Not yet, I said. That's exactly what I said. There's a base hit into right. So base hit for D. Gordon with 2 outs.
We've been watching this a little, haven't really talked about it too much today, but you can see Yachty giving some guys a heads up. It's a perfect example of the defensive alignment. Yachty letting them know that he's probably going to pull this pitch right here. And you see it when he does it, that means right now, heads up on this side of the field, this pitch is coming your way. And with a guy like D. Gordon, you're probably shifted the opposite field. You can see in his at-bat, Tommy Pham was shifted to left center field, but that's something that helped me in my career, that goes beyond words and how much that could help a team defensively.
2 outs, runner at first. Ichiro looks at a strike. He was hit by a pitch back in the 4th. He scored the only run today for the Marlins. He also struck out swinging.
You can see he just did it again, moving the outfield over. Tommy Pham swinging over a little bit. Yachty kind of threw his glove down, shook his glove a little bit.
You know, Yachty's always talking with his pitchers. I'm curious, though, when you were playing with him, did you guys talk a lot in between innings about approach with various hitters and things that you saw, too?
A lot of times during the game, it was more or less, hey, I'm still watching you, or, you know, what about this person or that person, or depending if the starter was still in the game or not in the game.
Little chopper towards second, and out at first.
There's a lot going on during the game that can change just by the way the pitcher feels, the starter feels, so it's always going on.
1-1 midway through 5. 1 Marlins and Cardinals. They're at the bottom of 5. Dogs on the grill. No rain yet. Warm weather down here in Jupiter, Florida.
Turned out to be a nice day.
Yep.
Little rain this morning. Talked to Randall Gritchick this morning. I said, did you guys get some work on the field because of the rain? You know, and he said, yeah, the big field's perfect.
They were out here early. Tejada wearing number 19. If memory serves correct, that was the number worn by Woody Williams.
Right on it. It's my high school football number right there.
Number 19?
Yep. Left-handed quarterback.
Did you wing it pretty good?
No, not really. It's more of a running, throwing, scrambling for my life type of guy, which I think most of us were at high school.
Right.
A lot of fun, though. Best thing ever. I think one of the best experiences of my life was going through that, learning some mental toughness. And
kind of an unsung hero, and there's Brian Morris, new pitcher, third used today by the Marlins, was Woody Williams. I mean, and just the leadership that he provided. I don't know if we talk enough about him in that era of Cardinals baseball.
I don't think we do, not at all.
You know, Darryl Kyle obviously comes to mind, yourself, Albert Pujols, Molina, you know, some of the bigger names, Chris Carpenter, but Woody Williams had a special effect on those teams that really it's still felt today from the pitching staff and how Adam Wainwright goes through his business.
He was like having a dad. I mean, he really was. These guys, these younger guys, he just, and not for his age, he was one of those guys that took the time to teach. And I think it was either him or DK that started that whole.
It was Woody Williams. Watching
all four guys warming up. All four guys watching that day's starter warm up in their bullpen sessions 2 hours before everybody else was in the stadium, or you know the day of the game, or even the bullpen session down here before the starters pitched in spring training. Those guys were just close, and they learned a lot from each other. And you're right. I think he doesn't get enough mention from the past teams that we've had.
And Woody was one of the guys that was behind, along with Mike Matheny, getting Chris Carpenter to St. Louis, who was injured at the time. And they went to Walt Jocketty and said, you need to go get this guy. Take a flyer on him. And if he is healthy, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with what you see. He got healthy, and man, would change the fortunes of the franchise in many ways. Strikeout of Tejada.
Yeah, those guys played together up in Toronto, and even Mike, I think, was the catcher there maybe the year before he got here. And it's just amazing how they put those teams together from 98 to 2003 and 4. Just seemed like with Walt and even Mo now, they really listen to what the players have to say. And nobody, you know a lot when you're on that field when you play against these guys day in and day out. And then also when you play with your ex-teammates, you know, coming over from Toronto, those guys knew that guy in the clubhouse there was a warrior. And so he's hurt, and we don't know anything about Chris Carpenter in St. Louis because he's not pitching every day and he's north of the border. And look what happened just from listening to a couple of guys in the locker room.
Here's Greg Garcia, the pinch hitter for Mike Leake.
I think Walt Jocketty did that as good as anybody I've ever been around. Get a phone call in the middle of the winter, and he would ask you, I got this guy, and this guy. What do you think about these three guys? And then you would have a little conversation, and he would want to know from the playing standpoint of which guy I didn't want to play against, or I had, you know, respected more. Didn't matter about his numbers. He would say, this guy's 15-5, and this guy's 12-12. And I would say the guy's 12-12 is a better player, pitcher. His team isn't as good. And he should be 15-5 or 18-5. And he took that to heart and went after guys like that.
2-1 pitch. And a ground ball base hit into right. I think the other thing, too, Jimmy, is that with Mo and at the time with Walt, if they were looking at acquiring a player, not only would they, look at the numbers and ask you those kind of things, but they'd also say, what kind of human being are we getting that we're going to put in our culture? Is this guy going to be a fit?
Will they fit? This perfect word you just said it is he going to fit in this organization? And that's like I said, I think that says a lot about your boss if he comes to a guy and asks, is this the kind of guy you want on your team? And it gives you that feeling like, hey, they really care what we think about.
Here's Matt Carpenter. He's 2 for 2. First pitch is hit out of play. Carpenter today is 2 for 2 with a home run over the wall and right, and then double down the right field line. Ryan Morris was sensational 2 years ago out of the pen for the Marlins with a .66 ERA. Last year, rough start to the season, then finished with an ERA under 3 in his final 41 games. And that's hit out of play again as Ichiro gives chase.
Matt Carpenter starting to swing the bat as you asked for today, Danny. Leadoff home run here. Hit that ball a ton. We didn't see where it landed, but then get out in front of another fastball. It feels like he's dialing it up a notch today. Found the barrel twice today. Like I said, you can have some good swings. Like talked about Matt Holliday, always having some good swings this spring, but finding that barrel is like the last piece of the puzzle. And today so far for Matt, found the barrel twice.
Short lead at first by Garcia, and the 0-2. Find it interesting sometimes with veterans when you talk to them, they say, I'm actually working on trying to hit with, let's say, a 2-strike approach or a 2-strike count, where regular season they get a pitch to hit early in a count, they'll go for it, but they'll let one go by in spring training for timing issues, but also to get into a 2-strike approach.
It's so hard to do. Easy to say. When you get in that batter's box, everything changes. And for that reason right there, feeling really good at the plate. And as soon as you get 2 strikes, you get a nasty pitch. You don't get a second chance for it. But I always admired guys that could say they were going to go work on something and actually worked on something, because I couldn't do it. I worked on trying to get ready for opening day, however it took. Well, if that's movement. Yeah, whatever, that's a slider or split or tight slider, but straight down.
There's Tommy Pham. He looks at a strike. Pham is 0 for 1 with a walk. You were great at picking up little things with pitchers. Did you watch a lot with this just to see if they're tipping something?
I watched every time they went in their glove. Every single time. I was looking for a pattern, movement, a wiggle, set the glove higher or lower, smiling, not smiling. I mean, I watched everything, and I just filed it and then went out there and looked for a fastball until you saw something change. You stay with it as long as you can.
It's popped up and out of play. Did you do that with video too? A lot of that with that?
Spent a lot of time, a lot of days before games, early, watching video, looking for something. And then it's funny because you either see something or you don't. And then when you don't, you're so stubborn. I was so hard-headed about it. I would keep it going out on the on-deck circle. I would look during the dugout. And then I would stand in the box and I would watch it. And you know, at one time it paid off for me. I had no idea what I was doing. I was facing John Smoltz, and I saw him do something and throw me a slider. And then I waited the next pitch, and he didn't do it again, and he threw me a fastball. And I was down to, the count was like 1-2. And I saw the same thing again, and I looked for a slider, got it, and hit a double off the wall. So just that, being stubborn with it, helped me so much. And like I said, Eduardo Perez was so good at it and taught me back in AA and AAA because he learned it from his father. Helped my career so much.
Pitchers go to you a lot, the guys on your own team, and say, am I tipping? Are you seeing something with me?
They still do. There's a certain few guys on this team now that when I'm standing out there on the backfields with him. They're asking me to watch.
Is that right?
Yeah, so it's and it's nice. It's nice that they know that I paid attention enough, that the respect, even after all these years, they're still asking me to pay attention.
Ground ball deep in the hole. It's short. Pham hustling, and he's aboard. And a run will score. That's Garcia. Pham on his way to second base. That's one thing Tommy Pham can do. He can get down the line.
Tough play by the shortstop, just having to go back and get that ball. But not enough on the throw. Tommy Pham hustling the whole way. Turns a ground ball in the hole into basically a run-scoring double after all said and done. And then you see him hustling down to second base. Nobody's there covering. The ball barely gets away, but all that hustle gives you a 2-1 lead. And that's one thing you're going to see from him every time he goes on the field. He's going to do everything hard and aggressive.
Now Holiday, who is 0 for 2.
Didn't even recognize him when he came into camp this year. Standing in the back with this lumberjack look right there.
Also, his body does look a little different, too.
He's a little thinner, a little leaner, still humongous.
Workout fanatic.
Such a big person.
Man, he's huge.
I don't like standing next to him. Our kids played on the same baseball team for the last 3 years, and spent a lot of time watching the kids play. His family, kids running around. His wife's always at the games, and he comes to the games. I kind of just slide over a little bit further. This is like professional baseball player, retired professional baseball player. There's two different sized people.
I was watching you the other day. You still get around just fine. Here's a 1-1. I think it's really interesting to see how the Cardinals will do the first base area in terms of how they make out their lineup with Adams, with Moss, and now with Holiday. And remember, at one point it was Piscotty in that conversation too, which now he is exclusively in the outfield.
You just can't have enough players that can play multiple positions. I mean, it's such a great asset for the manager.
2-1 is hit out to center field, and the Cardinals strand Tommy Pham, but his infield hit turns into a run, and with that it turns into a lead for St. Louis. 2-1 as we head to the sixth. Firm of Mozeliak, Gersh, and Franklin. They're from left to right. That's John Mozeliak, Michael Gersh, the assistant GM, and then Ryan Franklin there on the right.
One of the best teammates ever, Ryan Franklin. I don't know where he got that green shirt from. Tell him that St. Patrick's Day's over with. Look how they're like perfect 3 opposite colors, like the whole spectrum of color right there. Then you know you got the Super Scout sitting there. He's fully protected by a hat. I don't know who that is. You can't even see his face.
Ryan Franklin, Cardinals All-Star back in 2009.
Great teammate. Great teammate.
It's Christian Yelich. He's 2 for 2 today. And the new pitcher in for St. Louis is Seth Maness after 5 innings from Mike Leake. Just trying to dial it in before spring training is through. It's been an up and down spring for Seth. Dealt with a sore arm for a little bit. As Yelich pops it up into shallow left field, and that ball will drop. So he's 3 for 3 today. Hazelbaker is your new left fielder. And the leadoff man here in the 6th is aboard.
I let Frankie know that he was on TV. He said, "How do I look?"
You're gonna
I said, "You look green."
You're going to have to explain to him your comments.
So I'm sure he's got a golf shirt on there. It looks like Roger Clemens down there at the bottom.
Did look like him.
A little heavy, Roger Clemens.
Tell you what, you're rough up here today.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those days. Long commute to work today.
Giancarlo Stanton. 0-1 pitch. Hit sharply past Garcia and into left. So Maness has given up 2 base hits to start the inning. If you're wondering, last year, in terms of the hardest hit balls of 2015, Stanton had 4 of the top 5. Number 1 was 120 miles an hour off his bat.
Well, this one was hit pretty hard, even though it was on the ground. But you can just see from an angle up here how quickly the ball gets through the infield. But I do remember they were showing that one time on TV, and the balls that he was hitting in that ballpark, I mean, it's a big park, and the ball was flying in the upper atmosphere of some of that.
Well, he hit one against the Cardinals and Shelby Miller that was up past the Clevelander and past the seats. And then he also hit one against St. Louis that was an opposite field home run, which may have been even more impressive to go opposite field, right center. I mean, it wasn't a cheapie. I mean, he put it 10 rows deep. It's just incredible how the ball jumps off his bat. He's a strong guy, don't get me wrong, but bat speed, strength, his swing, the way it's coming through the zone, I mean, all that coming together, and then he centers one, and you better watch out.
That's why I said earlier today, with having Barry Bonds on his side, I think that just can get better and better and better mentally. He'll just transition over into his swing and just staying under control and using his power and legs. And I mean, I think sky's the limit still for him.
And that's a base hit to left. They're going to hold up the runner at third and load him up. So the bases will be loaded. 3 consecutive singles to start the top of the 6th. And the batter will be Derek Dietrich with the bases loaded, nobody out. One of the great Houdini acts of last year was Seth Maness in Minnesota, game on the line, bases loaded, nobody out, and pitched out of trouble. Run did not score.
He's done it plenty of times. Let's see if he can keep doing it here. They said he loves the competition. He thrives off these situations. So see if he can dial it up a notch right here in spring training.
He's getting ground balls. That's another part of it, too. The Cardinals with the corners in. The 0-1. Line to center field. Pham is there. Runner will tag up from third to the plate to tie this game up at 2-2. So Dietrich picks up the RBI. He's third of spring. That scores Christian Yelich, and we have a 2-2 game.
No, talk about the ground balls. I always thought, especially like a guy like Seth, but he's getting those ground balls time after time after time, and it's not like he's really out there tricking people. He just has good action, the ball gets down. He keeps the ball down in the strike zone. I mean, it's not like these hitters are going up there trying to guess what he's going to do.
You know what's coming.
He keeps doing it, and it's just, like you said, he thrives on that competition. He makes better pitches when he needs to. He continues, gets the ground ball, and gets out of innings. You get the bases loaded with nobody out, and you can get out of the inning with giving up 1 run. You've done your job. I mean, usually he's coming into a situation where the bases are loaded, nobody's out, or bases loaded, and so he's having to get his teammates out of the inning. But regardless of how you do it, getting by with just giving up 1 run in that situation is a huge positive.
We saw him pitching later innings of games last year, and it looks like he'll go back to that more traditional role that he was at the first couple of years, coming in with a man on, get your double play, maybe pitches a 6th or 7th inning. I think this bullpen is going to have a big year. I mean, it's got a chance to be really good. Rosenthal, Walden, Manus, Broxton. You got O as well. Here's a double play. Garcia steps on the bags. The bases loaded. Nobody out. And the Marlins only pick up a run. The double play, the 3rd turn by the Cardinals today. So it starts with Garcia. He'll step on the bag. Across the diamond it goes. 2-2 midway through 6. Coming season, including Holiday, Rosenthal, a special 2006 Final Out dual bobblehead and more. Get your tickets through a 5-game or 10-game pack or as an individual ticket, on sale now at Cardinals.com. Craig Breslow, the new pitcher, trying to find a spot in the bullpen for the Marlins. Jonathan Rodriguez will be the hitter. Rodriguez, Molina, and Peguero. 2-2, bottom of the 6th. How about Don Mattingly, the manager of the Marlins, going from, as a player, the biggest stage, New York, the Yankees, had a great playing career, then followed Joe Torre out to Los Angeles with the Dodgers, became their manager. Huge payroll, huge expectations. The only problem was they didn't go further, as they made it into postseason play 3 consecutive years, and now he deals with a Miami payroll that is reduced significantly from what he dealt with the Dodgers. Still, I look at their everyday lineup, and I think this team has got a chance to be pretty good.
And I think they're going to be pretty good. And I can't help but thinking, like, this is where he's going to have to, or this is where he's going to get an opportunity to really teach. You know, there's a lot of young players, even though they have been around, they're still young and maybe haven't been, you know, around 10 years. But get a bunch of guys in a situation like this with Barry Bonds and Don Mattingly and get a chance to learn from two of the greatest players, I think. Don Mattingly was a hero of mine.
Was he really?
Yeah, I love watching him play. I watched every chance I got to watch him play. Tim Wallach,
fly ball right. Yeah. All-time pinch hits leader.
I mean, you got guys down there just so quality people. And they have an opportunity to really teach a group of kids down here to make them and give them a chance to improve.
Don Mattingly, 14 years as a player. Career lifetime average of .307. 9 Gold Gloves. He's an all-star 6 times. Donnie Baseball, plaque at Monument Park and Yankee Stadium as well.
Need to say any more?
So it begs the question, can great players translate their knowledge into being good coaches and talk to a guy like Peguero that has fought his way to try to get a chance in the major leagues?
Well, I think it's definitely a challenge. Just being a good player, being a great player as these guys were, they definitely saw the game in a different way. Probably a little bit higher level than a lot of guys did. You have to, I think, in order to be a great player. So see the transition that they can make to teaching players with maybe not as much ability to learn the game that quickly, on-the-job training, quick.
2-2. We head to the 7th. Strikeouts piling up for the Cardinals. Hall of Fame, an annual induction process that gives fans a voice in honoring the team's greatest players. You can find that 8-man ballot on Cardinals.com/HOF. Make your selection for the 2 most deserving legends that will go into the Cardinals Hall of Fame. Vote now at Cardinals.com/HOF. I'd love to see that right there, that shot with Mike Leake and his family. Mike Leake, good line today with 5 innings, and now the Cardinals closer, Trevor Rosenthal, notched a club record 48 saves. And you never know, he might have gotten to 50 if he wasn't shut down for the final weekend after the Cardinals wrapped it up against Pittsburgh, and then there was 3 games in Atlanta, and Rosenthal was shut down to get ready for the playoffs.
A lot of people on those lists of saves over the years around here.
Cardinals have had some great closers. I go back to the mid-90s, and the one year that he was here was Tom Henke out of Jeff City. Said it was a dream for him to pitch for the Cardinals. At that time, the pitching coach was Bob Gibson. And Tom Henke had great years already. I mean, he's got Hall of Fame numbers if you want to break it down, and played on very good teams with the Blue Jays. And he said, I wanted to play one more year, wanted to do it with the Cardinals. Cardinals wanted him to play beyond that season. He was terrific. That was in 1995. Then Dennis Eckersley, Hall of Famer, was here in 96. The team that went to postseason play. One went away from going to the World Series. Jason Isringhausen, the all-time saves leader in Cardinals history. And now Trevor Rosenthal. This is not an easy job. The final 3 outs.
Trevor's probably happy he's having to get it in the 7th.
I mean, the final 3 outs, it's just different, is it not?
It is. For some reason, as a hitter, you don't want to go down easy. The last inning.
On a hop to third.
A lot of guys put their best at bats in the 9th for some reason.
Well, I think it's part of how, hitters grind through the final 3 outs. I mean, the at bat is different than what you see in the 4th or the 5th. Ryan Franklin is down there. He'll tell you that. He had an all-star campaign in 2009, was a very good closer. So the wear and tear, I think, on the body, too, is a little different, maybe for these guys as opposed to others. Could be.
You really don't have any off nights.
Right.
You're going 100% every time you're out there. Not like some guys are just out there cruising, but you don't have time to let up when you're always pitching with a 2-run lead, a 1-run lead, coming in on the road with a tie ball game.
Hostile crowd.
Yeah.
This is Xavier Scruggs. Cardinals had him last handful of years, and now trying to catch on with Miami. Lee Smith is another one, and the 48 saves, which is now the single season record for the Cardinals, was one better than Lee Smith's 47 in 1991. Why Lee Smith is not in the Hall of Fame, I don't understand it. 478 saves, 3rd most in baseball history. And I'm sure you faced Lee Arthur.
Played with him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot of saves, especially nowadays. Maybe the saves are, I wouldn't say inflated, but more common, where back in the day that he pitched
2 innings.
Yeah, 2 innings. Not a lot of situations where they just threw a closer out there for the save itself.
Great cut, baby, good cut.
You'll see nowadays that the starter will be still pitching pretty well in the 8th inning, maybe even in the 9th inning, and maybe with 1 out or 2 out, sometimes they'll bring a closer in. Just sometimes for the stat, sometimes just for comfort. But yeah, I think Lee Smith should be in the Hall of Fame.
Now, was Lee sleeping until the 5th inning, and then you guys got him up and said, okay? He made that long stroll down to the bullpen, started to stretch a little bit, get loose.
Yeah, I think I only had the chance to play with him 1 year, but I think somebody was in charge of waking him up every day at about the 4th or 5th inning.
Neat guy to be around.
It was a lot of fun to be around, especially even at the end of his career.
You bring up an interesting point, a couple of them here, is that when you think about closers in that day and age, and it's a big reason why Bruce Sutter is in the Hall of Fame. He had a pitch that was legendary in a split finger, changed the game, but also 300 saves. If you go back and look at the multi-innings that he did to get to that point, majority of his saves were more than just 3 outs. So it's a different way in how closers are used. And then you think, as a manager, you're trying to make sure you keep that closer happy, get him the stats. Healthy.
Fresh.
I mean, it's a tricky business.
It definitely is. It's more sensitive now than ever.
Good breaking ball as Scruggs strikes out, and there's 2 down.
Lee Smith was in Anaheim, and the first year that Troy Percival was up, first full year, he was ready to become the closer, but they wanted him to learn from Lee Smith for a year. As frustrating as it may be, I'm sure he learned a lot. Good slider right there.
So 2 outs, and here is D. Gordon. So good matchup here. Rosenthal made his debut July 18th of 2012. Made the jump from Double-A And at that time, he became the 2000th player to make his debut in Cardinals history. Number 2000. He is a big, strong kid, too. You know, Isringhausen had that big body like Trevor does. Trevor works out a lot. Fine line of how much you want to work out, too, as a pitcher.
Big, solid, thick, and strong. Just got to take that wear and tear. I mean, you have to have some girth to you to be able to go out there and be
effective every single
night. I was going to say effective every time you go out there. Watch him run.
Fun to watch.
Little strides.
Standing up, a triple for D. Gordon. A triple on an 0-2 pitch had looked to be up. We don't talk about it enough, Jimmy, but guys that can run in the game and how much fun it is to watch this.
Watch his strides get longer and longer right about here. Right there. Pretty much walking into third base.
Right. Now it brings in Ichiro. So Ichiro's 65 hits shy of 3,000. 29 players in that club. A-Rod the last to get to 3,000. That was in June of last season. After Ichiro, it's Adrian Beltre. He's 400 hits shy of 3,000. Albert Pujols, 2,519 hits. And then after Albert, it's just the recently retired Torrey Hunter with just over 2,300 hits. It's kind of like pitchers getting to 300 wins. Are they motivated to still play the game that long, or position players motivated to get to 3,000?
It's a long time to get to some of these stats.
20 years. At least.
Ichiro was getting 250 hits a year, 225 hits a year for 10 years.
If you combine his numbers from overseas, he has 4,149 hits.
That's incredible.
It is. You got to have a little luck. You got to have health. Playing all those games.
Perfect body type for it. Wiry. Strong. Even though he's not real big. Incredible shape. And then you got to have the swing for it. And the speed.
I think speed is something that is often overlooked, because you can get, let's say you get 200 hits a year. A guy like Ichiro could slap it to the left side and pick up 15, 20 of those infield type hits.
When he first came up, that's what he did.
Sure.
He was running out of the box, and the shortstop would have to move in to playing medium depth in order to play just a routine ground ball from him.
Here's Yelich. He's had a big day. 3 for 3 with a run scored. We're tied at 2 here in the top of the 7th. He's a Gold Glove winner in 2014. They have a young outfield and a nucleus of this team that could be very good, with Stanton, Ozuna, and Yelich. Stanton signed a 13-year deal. Yelich, before last year, signed a 7-year extension. There's Giancarlo on deck. One ball, one strike, runners at the corners. And Yelich hits a high fly ball out to right field. That'll stay in the ballpark. Catch is made by Peguero. Time to stretch here at Roger Dean. First time Yelich has been retired. We're tied. It's 2-2. Midwest is brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by your local Hyundai dealers. Visit buyhyundai.com. Always gets one of the loudest ovations here at the ballpark as Yadier Molina's day is through.
It's the hardest part of your day right there, is running off in front of that group of fans without having to sign and also without interfering with the game
right
at the same time. And your legs are tired running off the field.
Jose Urena last season was 1-5, did make 9 starts. Here's Jed Jerko. First pitch is swung on and a fly ball into right field. One pitch, one away, and that's how we start the bottom of the 7th. I've watched you since you've come down here sign about 1,000 autographs. You're good about it. You're good about carving out time for fans, and especially the little fans, the kids.
I don't think it's about carving out time. I just think it is like, people always ask about that. It's just part of the gig. You know, you're a professional athlete. Over time, you have to learn how to sign autographs and be polite. And if you don't want to be bothered, I guess maybe you should just stay in the house.
Well, your autograph is also legible.
I was going to say, is it
I can
legible?
read it. I can read it.
The opposite. I try to do, you know, that's the hard thing is when you're walking and people are asking you, like today I had to sign an autograph. I was carrying a cup of coffee, backpack over my shoulder, trying to sneak through here. And I feel bad because someone stops you, but I'm trying to get to the booth and I can't sign and walk.
Right.
It's just impossible to write my name. And then if you stop, you keep going and you have to keep signing autographs. So in order to be on time for work, sometimes you have to keep walking, and it doesn't come out very well. But it's part of the gig, like I said.
Kevin Segrist has had a good spring. He's getting loose. We'll see him in the 8th. This has been the debut of Ruben Tejada, who's 0 for 2 and now has his first Cardinal hit. It's always a relief, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a big day right there for him, getting that out of the way. I don't care who you are. You come over here on this team, in this situation, there's pressure. Even if it's in your own mind, there's pressure. Good swing, fastball down low, just hit the ball in the barrel and jog to first. It's a good feeling to get that one out of the way.
There's Greg Garcia. He's 1 for 1. Garcia was a pinch hitter for Mike Leake.
Got some battle gear going on right there.
There's Chris Maloney now. Jose Oquendo is using crutches right now.
He's back.
He is back, and that's a base hit. Fought off by Garcia. Jose had a little cleanup surgery on his knee. Wanted to get things right before regular season play. So Chris Maloney, who normally is at first base, is over at third. Brings in Hazelbaker. One thing I've noticed in this camp, and we always get asked, well, what stands out for you? What have you noticed? I think the outfield depth potentially with the Cardinals, not, the 4 that'll come north, but Hazelbaker, Peguero, Garcia, these are guys that have caught the attention of Mike Matheny. The outfield depth looks to be pretty good.
And you wonder why I always refer to it, how refreshing it is as a veteran to watch some of these young players progress, because it does mean depth, but it's also fun to be able to share this kind of atmosphere with guys as they work their way through, because you know what a chore and what a pleasure at the same time it is to be able to play in this league.
Here's a 1-0. Fly ball lifted down the left field line, slicing foul territories. The catch is made.
I was talking to somebody the other day about, I don't know if it was you and I, or talking about someone that played in this organization, or not in this organization, but played in AAA for a long, long time and never got one day in the big leagues and spent more than a few years in AAA. And that's, I mean, even for me, thinking back how hard it was to get through the system and being fortunate to play for so long, I would love to just see everyone that gets a chance to get to that level, get them to the next level, at least for a day or two.
Here's Pham, that pitch taken inside.
Could you imagine having that story to your family going back home? Played in AAA, played in the minor leagues for 10 years, played in AAA for 4 years. And they said, you ever play in the big leagues? Not one single day.
It's a lot of bus rides, a lot of early flights. Not a lot of money. You know, you're in the minor leagues. You don't make much money. Here's a 1-0 to Tommy Pham. And that hit him. It just caught him, so Pham will take first base, and the bases will be loaded for Anthony Garcia.
He's got the shirt. If you're going to get hit, I think that's the way you want to get hit.
Perfect. No bruises.
No bruises.
So bases loaded here for Garcia. Rodriguez on deck. 2-2 game. Cardinals with 6 base hits. One thing the Cardinals have done here in spring training, they have 25 stolen bases. The point being, they've made a point to be more aggressive this spring. They've been caught 7 times, so 32 attempts, and that's most of any team, whether it be in Arizona or down here in Florida. 0-1 pitch to Garcia. Pulled foul. You were talking the other day. Everything that Garcia has been hitting is hard.
Anthony Garcia's had some really good at-bats this spring, and he has put a lot of balls in play hard. He's got a good swing.
After a first pitch break.
And it's just like, he seems like he's compact and always on top of the baseball.
No balls, 2 strikes. Tejada runner at third. Garcia is at second. Pham at first. Missed in. Another crowd that is standing room only here at Roger Dean Stadium. Rain has stayed away. And they just put the lights on. Here's a 1-2. Ooh. See, this right-hander kind of slings the ball up there, and that
overthrowing a little bit.
Yeah.
The ball kind of gets away from him.
Flies in on a right-hander. The 2-2. Ground ball to third. Long throw, and just got him by a half step. So the Cardinals strand the bases loaded. We played 7 from Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, Florida. Marlins 2, Cardinals 2. Cardinals seats, get the StubHub app. Not only will you find seats you'll love, whenever you want, you can find the best seat for your buck when you sort out by best value. So head to StubHub, get the app today. Kevin Segrist, 81 appearances a year ago. 81 as he went 7-1 with an ERA just over 2. What do you think, Jimmy? Ideally, you wouldn't want to have a hard thrower like that get 81. You know, you'd rather maybe in that 65 to 75 range.
That's a lot of work for him. You know what? But he's that guy that just keeps going out there.
Yep.
I'm sure he tells between the coaching staff, the pitching coach, and the manager that if he's ready to go, they're going to use him, especially with that velocity and being able to get righties and lefties out.
That's what Mike was saying the other day. We don't really view Segrist as a lefty pitcher. Yeah, I know he's left-handed, but the lefty-lefty matchup, we can get lefties or righties out. This is Justin Maxwell at the plate.
That's what that velocity and that good changeup that he just threw right there. Tony, the difference between 92, 91, 92, and 94, 95, 96 is so drastic. For some reason, the reaction time is just so much different. Make it hard on both sides of the plate.
0-2, just a bit high. What really changed things for Segrist was a couple of years ago, Gary LaRocque, who runs the minor leagues of the Cardinals, went to Kevin and said, all right, you're not going to be a starter anymore. We understand that you probably want to be a starter, but we're going to get you to the big leagues. So you're going to go to relief. And they also moved him to the third base side of the rubber. So when you talk about trying to get in on a righty as a lefty, that really helped him, and it propelled him to the big leagues. And since that time, he's been outstanding.
It's amazing the little things that you can work on and change and that you just wouldn't think of as a young player. Just moving from one side of the rubber to the other. It can make a tremendous difference in your career. But being able to go in and out, inside and outside to both sides of the plate is, I mean, that's what sets you apart from being in AAA, AA, and being in the big leagues. You got to be able to do it consistently, and you got to be able to do it to both sides of the plate. But people figure out what you're doing, and they'll sit all over it.
3-2, missed on the inside corner. Had him at 0-2. So Segrist, we know about the velocity, but the changeup is a good pitch.
Yeah, I saw that pitch earlier in the first at bat, throwing 94. Being able to throw the ball inside. You can see he's got a circle change grip right there. Just all that arm action, and the ball just doesn't get there. Good down action, too, on that.
Cardinals have talked about an improving breaking ball as well with Kevin Segrist here in spring training, something he's been working on. Here's Robert Andino.
Oh, your pitch, kid.
It's funny you say that. I'm sure people at home are thinking this. He's improving on his breaking ball, and he's been in the big leagues for, what, 2-3 years now? And he's still working on things.
Right.
It just goes to show you how, for one, how this level is, and two, you're always having to get better.
This is not Andino, by the way. This is Chris Johnson. Bounced around a little bit in his big league career with Arizona, the Atlanta Braves, now with Miami. 2-2 game, 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out, runner at first. It's sharply to third and off the glove and into the corner. Maxwell on his way to third. They're going to wave him in. Relay to the plate. Not in time. Justin Maxwell can pick him up and put him down pretty well, too, as he scores from first base. And now the Marlins have a 3-2 lead.
That ball was scorched to third.
Was.
You can see he didn't even have time to move his feet. You just got to do what you can. Kind of that situation that came up with Holiday last week where you just really got to defend yourself and throw your glove out there, hope you can pick it and rely on your hands. You can hear the people in the background. It's good speaker. We got some good speaker work right there, but you can see Maxwell picking him up and putting him down, like you said.
Yeah, it's easy to say ole, ole, ole
when you're sitting in the stands
right.
or in the dugout.
And that ball's coming about 100 miles an hour at you.
I'd like to put some people down there and hit some fungos at him once in a while just to see what that's like. It's like laughing at a hockey goalie when you're watching it from your couch.
Here's Cole Gillespie. 0-1 pitch with a runner at second. Miami with a 3-2 lead now.
Ball's coming off the bat with 105 miles an hour, about 100 miles an hour.
But I'm with you. Our crew, they don't miss a beat. They picked up the ole, ole, ole.
Now they're scrambling for the mute button.
Here's a 1-1. You know, people talk about going to a minor league game as opposed to a major league game, and what you see, what are the differences? Well, watch the 7th, 8th, and 9th of a lot of spring training games, and that's what you're going to get. It's not as sharp. It's not as crisp. Plays aren't made that major leaguers do make on a regular basis. A fly ball lifted to right field. Runner will tag. That's Johnson. The throw into third, not in time.
Pretty good throw.
Yep. Describe as a great defender that you were. You've got a situation like that. Did you try to catch the ball on the left side of your body so that little split second, because you were a left-handed thrower, maybe gets you in a better position?
You know what? They teach you that. But for me, I was more worried about just getting my body moving forward. You can see he went behind the ball and played it the way you're supposed to be playing it, which is moving through the ball to get your momentum. But I even tried to go an extra step or two further than that, where I was almost sprinting at the ball. And sometimes that wouldn't allow me to catch the ball on my throwing side. But I got rid of the ball so much quicker than most guys.
There's a catch in center. Runner tags and the score. That's Johnson.
You can see, I think that's Jeremy Hazelbecker out there.
It is.
Showing off his talents. Good arm, too. Just really didn't have anything. Tough to get going when you're getting off your belly. Make the throw, but that's a great play. But as I was saying, I would just try to come through the ball so hard and so fast that momentum of my body would take all the effort out of throwing the ball with my arm, and I would just try to get rid of the ball as soon as I could. So I didn't necessarily do it exactly the way they taught it, but I did it a step quicker than most.
And you were accurate. Very, very accurate. There's Don Kelly, 222 average this spring. Xavier Scruggs is on deck. There's that breaking ball. 1-1 to count. Fine line of winning in this league, too. You know, it looked like Segrist had a called third strike with the first hitter. And then the ball that is maybe an inch away from being caught down at third. Hazel Baker again in center. He's there. So Miami picks up 2, and it's a 2-run lead, 4-2 Marlins. So we head to the bottom of the 8th. Midwest is brought to you by Bomarito, where price sells cars. By Shelter Insurance for your auto, home, and life. Visit your local agent or find us on the web at shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter. And by Bud Light. Raise 1-2 right now. Jonathan Rodriguez is into the ball game, and he'll hit to lead off the bottom of the 8th. McGowan is the new pitcher for Miami. And it's a 4-2 Marlins lead. Jim Edmonds, Dan McLaughlin with you here on Fox Sports Midwest. First pitch is a strike. Eric Fryer's at the on-deck circle. He took over for Yadier Molina. Dustin McGowan has been around the big leagues, primarily with the Toronto Blue Jays. One and two the count. You always hear about the dog days of summer. These are the dog days of spring training for those that especially will head north.
Yeah, this is about the middle. Like I said, some guys are ready to go. No, the pitching staff isn't really ready for opening day yet, but the position players, this is about the time where you're starting to feel pretty comfortable on both sides of the ball, and you just want to get out of here, make it count.
Brian Schneider who gets the bat for Rodriguez. Schneider is the catcher's coach for Miami. There he is. He's got a long big league career.
He's a good catcher.
The 2-2. Breaking ball taken just a bit low. Cardinals and Red Sox tomorrow. Marco Gonzalez will get the start for St. Louis. Will come your way at noon. 3-2 pitch. Ripped into left, and the tying run will come to the plate. What's on tap presented by Budweiser. Red Sox and Cardinals tomorrow at noon. We'll have another huge crowd. Red Sox travel well, just like the Cardinals do in terms of fan support.
Be a lot of red shirts.
But for who are they cheering for? Well, can't quite figure that out. Here's Fryer is hitting 111. Talking with some of the coaching staff about Eric Fryer. They love him defensively. They think he's a very good defensive catcher. The question has been, can he hit at this level? And with Molina not playing a lot early in spring, Cardinals had an extended look with Fryer behind the plate. Also Michael Ullman, good player. And Mike Matheny from Reynoldsburg, Ohio, and that's where Fryer is from. And they gave Mike a key to the city a couple of years ago, and Fryer was there, and those two have forged a friendship since then. Eric has been in the big leagues, so if you ask him, like we were talking about earlier, well, I played a lot of years in the minor leagues, but I made it to the big leagues. It's quite a statement.
It's better than not being able to say that. One of the things that he doesn't do well yet is just very quiet with his upper body, and he doesn't really get loaded. You watch his hands just kind of stay right there.
Points it off and a base hit into center.
Good swing. Be able to put the bat on the ball a lot, which really doesn't give you a lot of momentum to really drive the ball, and that's one thing that they've talked about that he's working on, something to work on. You can see that very quiet, which keeps your head still and keeps you on the ball, but very, very hard to be that still and work your way towards driving the ball. So you can see his head down, bat through the zone. Does a great job with that, but it's a problem when you get some of these guys certain positions. They have to do more than just get on base or just hit singles. You know, you want your catcher to catch well, obviously, but want them to drive the ball in the gap, and they want, if you're a bigger guy, you know, sometimes a stereotypical catcher has to have a little bit more power.
Here's Peguero. He's got power with 2 home runs this spring. A .421 average overall.
I like to watch him play.
I do too.
It's been fun to watch.
Hits it off the end of the bat. That ball is slicing, and it is foul. You were in uniform for fans that maybe are just tuning in for the first time in spring and working with the outfielders. And I'm sure it got your attention watching Peguero, as big as he is. Well, that first will get your attention. He's 6'5", 250 pounds, but he runs well.
He does run really well. Like I said, he opened a bunch of eyes the other day running down the first baseline on a routine ground ball and kicked it into gear. And I think that's something that everybody knew he could move around, obviously being that big in the outfield, but nobody could. I don't know if you could imagine that he would run as well as he did the other day.
He is from the Dominican. He's 29 years of age. He's played 103 major league games, nearly 1,000 minor league games. And in the minor leagues, he's averaged a home run every 19 at-bats. So he's got power.
I'd like to see him hit one in the gap and leg out a triple right here.
Outfield is straight away. They are deep. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jacob Wilson at the on-deck circle.
Swing.
They've really tried to shorten up his swing. Times he can get a little long. I think you see that with power guys. They can't quite get over the hump to get to the major leagues. They sometimes have that long swing.
Well, guys don't realize how strong they are, and they think you have to pull the ball to hit home runs. You stay back on that back leg and hit the barrel. With this size, the ball will go out of any part of the ballpark. And just being patient. I think sometimes when a pitcher doesn't know a hitter with this kind of size, obviously he's got power just by looking at him. You think that, and so you're a little scared to throw the ball over the middle of the plate, and sometimes as a hitter you just have to be patient. You got to wait for a pitch to hit.
Two and two the count. Outside, low. See what McGowan wants to come with here on a 3-2. Cardinals with a lefty and a right-hander getting loose in their pen. No activity for Miami. (3-2). Chopped off the plate. Rolling foul. Mike Matheny, would you be tempted to start the runners on a 3-2? Now, the one thing you think about is a left-handed batter who does swing and miss a lot, and an easier throw for the catcher to third. All the factors that go into making a decision like that, there's thousands of them.
I think that you're in spring training, you don't really worry about the triple play as much as you would worry about the double play with the strikeout and throw out. Yeah, for sure. I think I would just sit back right here and maybe see if he can drive the ball in the gap and not really distract him. The runner at second taking off.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Saved yourself an out right there.
So it brings in Jacob Wilson. Peguero swung through the high fastball.
Good fastball, too.
Wilson is rated in Baseball America as the number 23 prospect for the Cardinals in the organization. He's been part of the Arizona Fall League a couple of times. Did not participate this past offseason. Hit .231 at Memphis last year. In 89 games, he made the jump from AA to AAA. Jacob is 5'11", 180. And last year hit 18 home runs, most among minor leaguers in the Cardinals system. Right-handed bat. You think about the future of the Cardinals and what they have on their infield. A lot of lefties with Colton Wong and Matt Carpenter, so that's to his benefit. 0-1 pitch. Hit sharply to third. Out at second. The turn. It's a double play. So McGowan gets out of a jam. After the first two had reached, he gets the strikeout, the double play. Keeps it 4-2 as we head to the ninth on Fox Sports Midwest. Sam Tuivailala. It's been perfect this spring, a 0 ERA. Those are his numbers from last year in the big leagues. This is his 5th appearance this spring. 4 innings. He's given up 4 hits. No runs. This guy's got a chance to be really good.
He's got a great arm. He's got good action on it. Good action on his pitches. It's around the zone. You know, it's like it's one of those guys who's right on the bubble. You know, been up and down with the experience, a little bit of the big leagues, and to see what he brings to the table this year, because I think that arms are definitely important, and you can't have enough bullpen arms.
I mean, Jimmy, think about this. You could have Marco Gonzalez, Miguel Sokolovich, Mitch Harris, Sam Tuivailala, Tim Cooney, Keith Heffer not make your team. And those are all guys that are on the doorstep of being major leaguers. And
good ones, too.
Very good ones. This is Xavier Scruggs. First pitch was a strike. And quickly, no balls, 2 strikes. Cardinals right now in their pen, looking at Rosenthal, Walden, who's had a very good spring, bouncing back from injury, Seth Maness, Jonathan Broxton, Siegrist, Lyons. Could be a strength of the club. Last year was number 3 in terms of ERA in all of baseball. Collectively, 2.82 the ERA for St. Louis.
They were strong all year last year. That offense goes up and down. The pitching staff was so solid.
Yeah, you look at it, and that's why you get to 100 wins. I mean, the injuries they had, and they were significant players, but consistency with the starting five, having a very good closer, just about automatic, and then a good bullpen. Pitching. 1-2 pitch is hit out of play.
Go ahead.
Something to wake up the crowd. Little foul ball action.
Foul ball made it to the roof, did not leave the stadium, and then a fight ensued. So that's always fun to.
Standing ovation for the foul ball. I like it.
That one will get out of play. We're the toughest fans on you. I would say what, Wrigley with the guys in the bleachers a little rough on you? San Francisco couldn't have been easy.
San Francisco was not fun. I didn't like to go to San Francisco. I don't know why. You know, you go to some of the stadiums and people are yelling, to be expected.
Part of the job, right?
People get a little personal, to be expected. But for some reason in San Francisco, they must have gone to like fan school to learn how to really dig deep.
And get under your skin.
He just yelled different things. I don't know what it was.
Go away.
Well, the bullpen guys, too. I mean, they're hearing it all the time.
All the time.
You know, at Wrigley and at that ballpark, they are in play.
You know, it's funny. You go through the course of the year and just everything's pretty much the same every day. And then you'll come in from the field and you'll see three of the guys in the bullpen sitting in the dugout and realize you're like, oh, that's right, we're in Wrigley. You don't want to be down there.
Nice play.
It just breaks up the course of the year. You come walking in and there's your closer. And you're like, what are you doing here? And then you can think to yourself, we're Wrigley. You don't want to be down there getting yelled at.
Good play by Tejada, who's played all 9 innings in his Cardinals debut. First inning, it got started by Matt Carpenter with a home run. Carpenter with a home run and a double today. And Tejada has had a base hit, a couple of good plays defensively in his Cardinals debut this afternoon. And a ball to Robert Andino. Philadelphia was always interesting, especially with the return of J.D. Drew.
Scott Rowland.
That was another one.
Never can figure that out sometimes. You know, like, I think the press, media, sometimes can report a situation that wasn't always true. Maybe a contract offer that really wasn't there. And then the player gets booed for the next 8 years going back to that city. Sometimes the guy gets traded and he gets booed. I always found that intriguing to find out the reasons why. And then you listen to the players and they always say it's another story, which nobody knows about.
Yeah, a lot of things don't get out that maybe would change the perspective of the story or the feelings of the player. The 2-1 pitch. 2-2. We came back with J.D. Drew, and the hype around that was built up. I think J.D. himself was a little nervous, rightfully so. And then when the battery started flying out at the players, that's when things got really nervous.
I'm glad that was before my time.
We had a bullpen catcher at the time that was with us that actually went out during batting practice wearing J.D.'s jersey. And J.D. went out with like a, pullover or something like that. And he said the stuff that he was hearing was unbelievable. Saw a fan get tasered there, too, in left field.
What game?
Had a fan that ran out onto the field and, tasered. I hadn't seen that. I mean, Red Shandings will tell you, you come to the ballpark, you're going to see something new every single time.
Yep.
Well, that was something new.
That's amazing how that happens when so many games have been played over the years. And it's not even you see something new. It's just as a your own personal experience, you can sit back and say a lot of times during the course of the year, I've never seen that before. It happens a lot.
I saw a streaker in San Diego that actually ran over the wall in right center and then through the beach and then the little wall area, the grassy knoll, into downtown San Diego. They never got him. So again, you'll find something new at the ballpark every time you go. From the pitching point of view, we showed you what happened with Matt Carpenter. Well, what about Mike Leake? How about your thoughts?
I thought he threw great today. I think he moved the ball around again, kept everyone off balance, made a couple good plays defensively. Nice double play there. But you can see him just, every time he goes out there, we show a highlight of him, and it's almost a different pitch every time. You get the ball that sinks, the ball that's cutting, change up curveball. Pretty much every time he's hitting location. I think him and Yachty have been working really well this spring together, and I think that's going to be fun for them together. I know it's nice. I know Yachty was out here. I think one of the first days that he caught was to catch Mike Leake, and it's something that you want to get them in sync. And I think Yachty probably came out here a couple days earlier than he was expected.
Hit and run to perfection. That's Austin Nola at the plate. And so now Tui Valala going to have to pitch out of this jam with runners at the corners and only one out.
Couldn't say hit and run, or how about run and hit?
And Mike Matheny, slow walk to the mound. That'll be it for Tui Valala. So the Cardinals go to their pen. Looks like they're going to bring in Keykeeper, the lefty, when we come back.
Everyone wants a
with a lead, top of the ninth, 1 out, 2 on. And the new pitcher is Dean Keykeeper.
That little guy likes his water, huh?
Not sure, but it's going to get forced down there one way or another.
Plenty of experience with that, don't you?
We both have done that. Dean Keykeeper, kind of your situational lefty, not a hard thrower, but he was added to the 40-man roster, also pitched in the Arizona Fall League and put up good numbers. Cardinals believe after a number of years in the minor leagues, and it's been a bunch, at some point he will see time in the big leagues this season. Slowly hit towards first and a play at the plate. No! Rodriguez couldn't get it out of the glove. And Keykeeper did his job. He got the ground ball. They had him at the plate, but he couldn't get it out of the glove, and so it turns out to be another run, and it's 5-2.
Ground ball here. Looks like a pretty easy play, but that first base glove is so big, sometimes your hands and the ball just get lost in there. You can see when he catches the ball Wish we could rewind ourselves right here. But he catches the ball at the end of the web. And when you go into, it's the one thing you don't realize, when you go in to get the ball out of your glove, you're usually expecting it right at the end of your fingers. And sometimes when it hits the tip of the glove like that, it stays kind of farther away from your hand. When you go in there, you end up pushing the ball back out of your glove with the back of your hand. Pops out and no play. You like that? Rewinding. I was rewinding it. Mike Helling can't work fast enough for us these days. I was rewinding it for him.
Oh, wait. Come back.
Here's Justin Maxwell.
Trying to keep you guys on your toes.
Oh, I like it.
Is it me or is the game slowed down just a little bit?
Just slightly, Jimmy, but that's okay.
Enough to get the fans riled up after a foul ball.
1 ball, 1 strike. 1-2 the count.
All right. Smoke.
One ball and 2 strikes on Justin Maxwell. Take it inside. We're going to have a lot of fun this year. This is your final game of spring training, and then I'll hook up with you, I believe, in San Diego at the end of April. We've had some fun.
We
It's
have.
been a great addition to the booth. We're going to have you and Tim McCarver. Al will be back. Ricky is going to have some games at home, primarily working on the radio side and all the pre- and post-game shows. As Keycapper gets the strikeout with a changeup. A serious question. Have you enjoyed this perspective in doing this job?
Yeah, I love it. You got to work on not commenting on or making
Rewinding.
noise when I see things going on. I'm still a fan. I think it's fun to watch. You know, you yell at the TV as a fan. I'm yelling at the microphone. As long as no bugs are flying into my face like the other day.
2 outs, 2 on. Here's Chris Johnson.
I think you have this headset on. You forget that, kind of lose yourself in the game a little bit. Forget that you're talking to a million people or so.
Yeah. It's no big deal.
It's just me and you.
Just you and I. That's all. We just talk a little baseball. It reminds me, I think I was telling you the story the other day when I was working with Al. We were in Cincinnati, and you made a catch in left center, and you thought it was out number 3, and Al is screaming from the booth, Jimmy! Is high. I mean, he is screaming as loud as he can. My headset nearly came off my head.
Like a
he's
cartoon?
Yeah. I mean, it was
Ears are exploding.
unbelievable.
He got caught up in the game.
He did.
Happens.
He was caught up.
Happens to the best of them.
Jimmy! There's 2 outs! So our perspective on these games is going to be a lot of fun. Couple of pitchers, but they're lefties. They're a little wacko. We've got an 8-time Gold Glover in Jim Edmonds in center field, and then we have a catcher from the 1960s. Great era of Cardinals baseball that played in 4 different decades in Tim McCarver. So we've got a lot of different eras covered and people that understand this game, and we'll have a lot of fun. Bases are loaded for Cole Gillespie, hitting .409 with a couple of RBIs this spring. Keycapper trying to send us to the bottom of the 9th and keep this a 3-run Miami lead. You know, I've noticed we've seen swings like that or check swings with Keycapper. I just wonder if they're picking up the ball.
Well, I was going to say, as soon as you said that, made me think. So, in this ballpark, when a right-hander's hitting off a lefty that throws a little sidearm like that, the ball comes out of, if you look, in between the batter's eye and the scoreboard, there's just a little hole right there where they just kind of get away from that batter's eye and kind of lose it. You'll literally, it's coming out of the clouds today. It's coming out of the sky, so it's definitely a different look.
Yeah, late swing right there.
You can't see.
Back to a slider or 2?
And you can't really see that well. It's funny, it's because it's the cross-handed guys. It's righty versus lefty and sometimes lefty versus righty. But it's uncomfortable as a hitter. And I sometimes like this I would see, you can see the area just in between the scoreboard and the batter's eye. There's just really nothing to really get the depth perception. I'd rather sometimes face a lefty if I was a left-handed hitter than face a guy that was cross-firing from the opposite side.
How about Busch Stadium? Do you find that as a good batter's eye?
Yeah, I did. And you don't have that problem, what we're having right here in a major league stadium, because you have a background, obviously, all the way across. But sometimes you get on a smaller ballpark like this, and the vision's a little tough.
Wilson makes the play. Keek effort. Nice work out of the pen. Miami picks up another run, and they make it 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Baseball here this afternoon from Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter, Florida.
Just another red shirt in the stands.
Bottom line, that's all. There's some red on it. You know what, Mike Helling, you're going to find this during our games as Agondo.
Doesn't even sound good.
Well, he went to KU, so all he wants to do is find people that have Kansas shirts on. The Tom Mee, our director,
who is
grew up around the Minnesota Twins.
Not here right now.
Right. He'll find people that are wearing the Twins hat. So just so you know, that's why they do.
You're saying ignore it?
Yeah, don't even address it.
I just texted you.
Yeah.
5-2 Miami.
I just saw your post.
I think what we've seen from Ruben Tejada is steady. You know, that's what you're going to get.
The first thing I noticed today is he looked comfortable. In the first inning, I was watching the infielders, and everybody looked a little like they were looking around and kind of figuring out what was going on, and he was standing out there comfortable with his glove off and doing what you expect a normal shortstop to do, or an infielder, and kind of looked around at the other guys, and they kind of looked a little stiff and was kind of staring at the catcher, where he was kind of getting his bearings and just kind of getting his feet set. And there's a lot to be said for that.
Nefi Agondo is your new pitcher for Miami. With a career minor leaguer. Nearly 200 games, a record of 19-19. Tejada had a base hit up the middle his last time up. 1 for 3 today. The 0-2. How about that foul ball? That'll get your attention on deck.
Yep.
Saw Greg Garcia duck. There were years, I remember Albert Pujols, where Greg Garcia is situated right now on deck. He'd be 10 feet even further closer to home plate, just trying to look like maybe get kind of timing or whatever he could from the pitcher, maybe pick up something.
You also get a feel out there where the the foul balls can and cannot go.
Right. 1-2 pitch. And Tejada pops it up into shallow center. Shortstop going out to make the catch. And Ruben Tejada, a hit today. Some good defensive plays and meeting some new teammates.
It's a good person to introduce yourself to.
Yep. And then there's Carlos Martinez.
He's always having fun. Having a good day.
Mm-hmm. One out, nobody on. Here's Garcia. Lines it into center field. 3-hit day for Greg Garcia. Take a look at our Budweiser player of the game. Today's starter for the Cardinals, Mike Leake, went 5 innings, gave up a run, struck out 4. He's your Budweiser player of the game.
I think he might be leading the league in player of the games this year.
I think he is.
3 straight?
Yeah.
Somebody in the truck likes him a lot.
Here's Hazelbaker. Double play could end this game. Hazelbaker trying to extend it. Strike 1.
Mike Leake, though, deservingly so.
Yeah.
The 3 games that we've done with him.
I would guess, and you mentioned it, it's more about pitch count than it is innings. But if he's throwing like he has been, you could see him go 6-7 innings in his next start. Easily.
If he's efficient, I think that 6 and 7 innings isn't going to be a big deal. 7 innings for sure. Efficiency is key. Getting out there, getting strike 1, getting some ground balls, cutting your innings short with pitches. And that's what you're trying to do day in and day out anyways, and he just does it so well. Something to watch.
0-1 is hit back to the pitcher, Ogando. Out at second and safe at first. It was almost like a changeup coming back at the pitcher.
Yeah, kind of hit it off the end of the, inside and off the end of the bat a little bit. Hazelbaker flying down the line.
Yep.
It's almost not fair when you see these guys. They can they get down the line so fast they slow down at the end, knowing they beat it out.
Here's David Washington hitting .286 this spring. No home runs, no RBIs. Runner goes. That's Hazelbaker. That'll be fielder's indifference. No stolen base. .1-0 pitch to Washington. 1 ball, 1 strike. David is the final hope for the Cardinals here this afternoon.
How about a bloop and a blast?
That's the other guy. That's Horton.
Is he the bloop or the blast, Horton?
Oh, he doesn't even know anymore. He says it every inning. Mike Matheny will take either one. Cardinals down to their final strike. And the 1-2 pitch to David Washington. It's in the dirt and blocked very nicely. Again, we're on the air tomorrow at noon with the Red Sox here in Jupiter. And Marco Gonzalez getting the call. The 2-2. Tapped foul.
Trying to overthrow it. 3-2. Just a little bit. So he's trying to get down and in right there underneath him. Some guys have that little hesitation. They don't want to go in too far, hit somebody. Other times it's a little bit of an overthrown fastball that gets away. Try it again.
3-2 pitch. Washington just got a piece to stay alive. Anthony Garcia's on deck as the crowd comes alive just a bit here in Jupiter. The high fly ball lifted out to center field. That'll stay in the ballpark, and this game is over. Gillespie puts it away, and the Marlins hold on for a 5-2 win.
Another good game by Mike Leake. Not too much offense the last couple of days, but there's a lot of spring training left. Overall, just another day at the ballpark. What do you think?
Day at the ballpark, another day closer to opening day. We'll be back in a moment. Marlins win it 5-2.